So on a walk this evening with Katie, who is running for the school board, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this new piece of your life? You know, putting yourself out there for the whole world to see?
Well, it's definitely a little out of sorts for me, but I've always been someone who has looked forward to, different opportunities to serve my community. Very much looking forward to this opportunity and excited about serving on the board.
So you grew up in this area, right?
Yes, I
And
did.
you even went to the school that you're running for the school board for?
Yes.
How
So
does that feel?
it feels actually pretty cool. So I moved here when I was 2 years old. My dad graduated from Cal-Mum back in the 70s, and then we moved back here when I was little. Went to school my whole life here, graduated from here, and moved back when my daughter was a baby. She's in 4th grade in the district now. So it's been really cool to see her go through the same classes, have some of the same teachers. Mrs. Kofta, for example, I had in kindergarten, and my daughter had her again in pre-K 25 years later. So it's really special to have her here and to be, back in this district.
So what are you looking forward to the most in helping being a member of the board if you're elected?
I think what I'm looking forward to most is truly being someone who's able to represent everybody in the community. I love this town, I love this district, but I also know that I had some experiences growing up, and I've had a couple issues as a parent where I didn't always feel like I had a voice, didn't always feel like my perspective was, valued. And so because I know what it feels like to be left out, and to not be, included, I think that it's really important to me to make sure that everybody in this community has a voice, regardless of where you come from, how you identify, what your beliefs are. I think it's really important that everybody feels heard, everybody is respected and valued, and that, we are in a community where, we all work together to do what's best for one another and our kids.
So I'm sure it's the same with you as it was for me, or is for me. I've got all these different facets to my life. I'm dad, I'm granddad, I'm a priest, I'm a biologist. Tell people about what are the facets of Katie Anderson Reed? What is that like?
So I think first and foremost, I'm a mom. I think that probably defines me more than anything else. Sometimes when people ask me what my hobbies are, I kind of laugh and I'm like, I don't really have any hobbies. My hobbies are being a mother and keeping my children safe and, happy and all of that. So that really is just such a big part of who I am. I love my kids. Second, I'm a wife. I love my husband very much. It's really special for us to be, we met in high school and reconnected years later. We now live in his childhood home up on Graney Road, so that's pretty cool as well. I am a nurse. That is not just a job for me, that is really who I am at heart. I'm someone who has always just wanted to help and love and serve other people, and I really can't think of a better way to do that than, in the nursing profession. I've worked in oncology. I've been there with people fighting, with everything they have for their lives. I've worked with people that have developmental disabilities and physical disabilities and substance abuse issues and mental health issues. So that professional work has really just built upon my value of really making sure that everyone feels like they have a voice and, making sure that people feel valued and included, no matter where they come from. I'm very big on family in general, not just my immediate family, but very close to, my parents, my sisters, my brother, my nephews, my niece. Most of the kids in our family are kids in the district here. So it's really special living in this community and my kids getting to grow up alongside their cousins just like I did. We kind of laugh in our family that we don't have a ton of friends because our family is like our best friends. Yeah. And so really my sisters are, and my brother, just my absolute best friends. So, being here and being in this community and, being all together just is so special for us.
And what about your educational struggles? How does that help shape or inform what you might do as a board member?
So I think that, my struggles, actually, I did really well in school in Caledonia. I graduated at the top of my class. Everything came easy. But I did actually struggle when I got to the college level. did not find out till many years later in my adult life that I struggled with ADHD, which made academics difficult for me in college. But nobody ever recognized that I was struggling, and I don't say that as a bad thing to anyone in the school or to my parents, but my struggle was internal. And I didn't know enough at the time to recognize what was happening. I just recognized, and then having worked with people that have all different kinds of disabilities, throughout the years, so many people that have similar stories where they didn't get the support that they needed, not because anyone didn't want to give it to them, but because they just didn't recognize that they needed it.
Right.
And so I think it's really important to ensure that we are doing the best we can to support all of our students. And if there are things that are brought to our attention that are, challenges for people, or, things that are barriers to their learning and their success, it's important that we listen to those things, that we do our best to address those things, because at the end of the day, we want our kids to be, as best educated and prepared, to go out in the world and, go on to their, chosen paths.
The other place that you and I have had some opportunity to work together was when there was a disagreement between a community member and what you believe and think, right?
Yes.
And then the three of us got together in one room, and I was really impressed by the way you sort of handled that. Tell me, how do you handle people, or tell them, how do you talk to people who have a different view than you on anything?
Yeah, so I think where I start is by acknowledging the other person's perception. I think that that's a really important key part of any disagreement or conflict. That's one of the things I think is missing sometimes, because we try so hard to, we might listen to what someone has to say, but we're trying to understand from our own perspective and through our own lens, as opposed to, truly trying to step into that other person's shoes, listening to what they say, what they feel, the way that they see things. And if you don't agree or understand, instead of getting upset or defensive or critical, ask them to tell you more about that. Why, what led them to feel that way, to believe that way. And just, I have learned, over the past, 15 plus years, working with so many people in different capacities, from different backgrounds, with different belief systems, that there's so much to learn from one another if you just take the time to sit down and listen. And again, listen to understand, not to respond.
I hope this little walk with Katie has helped you understand at least why I support and will vote for Katie Anderson-Reed for the school board. I hope that you will also consider that, because a vote for Katie is a vote for kids. A vote for Katie is also a vote for good education. A vote for Katie is a vote for good, I think, just period. Katie, thank you so much for walking with me on this nice day.
Thank you.
All right.